6 minutes, how to use the MCDU in the A320 fly-by-wire. Here we go, Captain. You are here in this series, and today we will see how to operate the A320 while soaring to the skies. So we just took off from Philly, and our plane is heading on the departure path. We want the plane to turn to our first waypoint, ditch, and resume its navigation. To perform a direct, click on this menu, then select the waypoint you want to go to. A temporary yellow path will appear. You can choose to activate or discard the modification. Let's activate it. Now the plane is turning and the yellow dashed line became green, meaning it's active. Let's continue with the MCDU functionalities. If you want to add a waypoint, just type it, then insert it just above the next waypoint. As you can see now, our plane will go to brand off to ditch. If you want to remove a waypoint, just click the clear button, then click on the waypoint to delete. It will also create a discontinuity in the process, so feel free to clear it also. On the right side of each waypoint, you might see some numbers. These are the constraints of the waypoint, meaning the plane will cross the dedicated waypoint at a specific altitude and speed. When creating the flight plan, these constraints are automatically added, and you can also specify a manual constraint if needed. Let's imagine air traffic controller instructed us to cross ditch at 240 knots and 21,000 feet. Click on the left side of ditch, then enter the instructed values. Now you can see on the navigation display your new constraint at the waypoint. You can also confirm the autopilot will hold at 21,000 feet, as shown by this magenta indication. If you need to remove a constraint, just click the clear button and remove speed and altitude constraints. We have just finished the waypoint management tutorial. Now let's hop into the EFIS panel and see how it can be manipulated. The left rotary knob will allow you to change the orientation of the navigation display. We are currently in the north-up configuration, meaning the map is fixed with the north as a reference. In this configuration, we can easily monitor each waypoint via clicking the up and down arrow on the MCDU. Most of the time, you will be in the arc mode, meaning the top of the screen is oriented with the plane's heading. ILS, VOR, and nav display are for specific situation that we will not cover in this tutorial. Please note you can zoom in and zoom out with the right rotary knob. Let's get back to arc configuration and a normal zoom to continue this tutorial. On top of the EFIS, you can see a bunch of buttons with functions similar to the 737. CSTR will show waypoints constraints on the map, WPT will show waypoint around you, and so on with VOR, NDB, and airport. Let's continue on some useful features of the MCDU. In some case, the air traffic controller might ask you to perform a holding pattern because of congested traffic or any other valid reason. These holding patterns are explicitly displayed on the arrival chart. Let's imagine ATC told us to hold at Provi following the standard pattern. We would first find Provi on the list, then click on it. Click hold, then enter the dedicated info about it. Pattern heading 054, obviously a right turn, and the pattern length is 10 miles. Click insert to activate it, and you should see a turning arrow next to Provi. You can also verify it on the flight plan, where you would see 2 times Provi, entrance and exit, and in the middle a hold instruction. As we are approaching Provi, the holding pattern is displayed, and our aircraft will follow it indefinitely until the pilot instructs it to exit. To exit the pattern, just click the orange exit instruction. Be careful as it won't finish the current pattern and go directly to the exit waypoint. Best practice is to always press exit when the plane is on the last leg of the holding pattern. As the plane exits, the holding pattern disappears and the plane follows its flight plan. Speaking of holding pattern, during the descent you might see an orange message displaying Enter Destination Data. This data is needed for the plane to calculate a couple of values for the final approach phase. In order to fulfill this requirement, you would need to go to the performance page, cycle through arrival, then enter the dedicated values. Let's take a look at our tablet and enter our destination airport. We can see a temperature of 19 degrees, QNH 30.2, and the wind is calm. You can now input these values in the performance page. Let's finish this video with something lighter. As you probably noticed, you have a printer in the A320, and today we will learn how to print things. Go to the main menu, then ATSU, AOC menu, Weather Request, then click Send. It will request weather information to your airline center. After a couple of seconds, you would see a company message on the center screen, meaning your airline has replied. Head back to the MCDU and click Received Message. The new weather information is available and you can also print it. Now look that beautiful piece of technology in action. That's crazy science here. When the printing is finished, click on the paper and it will be displayed at the top of the thrust lever. At this time it's a black paper because I didn't install SimBridge during the A320 installation. But I guess if you do install it, it should work. And that's it for the A320 Flight Management System tutorial. Next video, we will learn how to use the autopilot. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe for more content. Happy landings, Captain.